Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another Steam Summer Sale 2020 video. This will probably be the last one. So yesterday I made a video asking you guys to give me your best recommendations and a lot of you commented giving me a lot of interesting ideas. So I spent all morning today going over the comments. There were like well over 200 comments and a lot of interesting games. In fact, some games that I had not even heard of before. So what I've done is I've picked a handful of games, and what I've done is I've gone for games that I haven't played myself, or if I have, in one or two cases I've only played a little bit of it. So mostly games that I'm not familiar with. That was the idea, or at least not too familiar. And I've picked a mix of interesting games that were unique or I haven't seen before, or games that a lot of people were recommending as being good games. So hopefully you find something interesting here. I'm actually really excited to try out one or two of these games. So the first game on our list is Valkyria Chronicles. This was recommended by RPD91, and this is a game that I have heard of before. So back several years ago, I was interested in buying a PlayStation 3 to play all the Sony exclusives. I was still in the UK, it's like 5-6 years, 2014, 2015, something like that. So what I had done was I had looked at a lot of sites and a lot of places and picked the best PlayStation games. And this game kept popping up in a lot of lists. Eventually, after doing a bit more research, I found out that it was available on Steam. So I said, okay, I'll not get it on PlayStation, I'll get it on Steam sometime later. And I forgot all about it. So this is basically a turn-based strategy sort of game, and it's set in an alternate world where you have this World War II type setting. I don't think it is World War II, but it is a similar war settings, and it's got a story, a very unique art style, as you can see here. And yeah, it looks very interesting, and it is also ridiculously cheap. So this is 66% off, 192 rupees only, $679, £5 and 9 pence, and 679 euros. So really good price, and also it's like the complete games, no extra DLCs or anything. You just get the whole thing. So yeah, if you are a fan of these story-rich RPGs with tactical combat, turn-based combat, then yeah, give this a go. I might put this on my wish list again so I don't forget. Now the next game is even more interesting. This is called Gujian 3. And this was recommended by a few people. So we had Tamal Plays, he mentioned this in his list. Also Kaizen mentioned this, and Diogo Teixeira, or Diego. Anyway, so I had never heard of this game before, and what I did was, after this recommendation, I looked at the price and went on YouTube to see a few gameplays, and I was blown away. Honestly, this is amazing. This game looks stunning. Now this is a Chinese language game, but you do have English subtitles. This is the third game in the series. The first two games, I believe, do not have the subtitles, so I guess it makes sense to get this one. Now I'm not sure how important the first two games are to understand the story or anything. So I watched a few episodes of the Let's Play series that a YouTuber was doing, and honestly, the graphics, the world, the combat, everything looks outstanding, like amazing. Why had I never heard of this before? And so yeah, very interesting game. I'll probably get this. We have a few days before the Steam sale ends, so I'll probably try and get this before. And from what I understand, the gameplay length is also decent, like 40-45 hours, something like that. So yeah, a Chinese RPG that looks really good. Everything looks all right here. Story rich. 67% off, 230 rupees, $989, 785 pounds, and 824 euros. So yeah, it has been a little cheaper in the past, as you can see, in 2019, but only by a little bit more. So I wouldn't mind getting it at this price. So anyway, so check this out if you are interested in single player RPGs. Next is a popular one that a lot of people recommended. Like, I was amazed and I was happy to see so much love for this game, and that is of course MudRunner. So we had Shafi Dos, Akash Crispin, Harsh 17_2, Prasant Rangan, and these are just a few of the people who mentioned. There were even more people who mentioned this game. Now, SnowRunner, as you know, the sequel to this game came out, well, sequel, not really, but like a second game in the series. And it is very popular. A lot of people picked that game up and it's been getting good reviews. It's a bit expensive, obviously, because it is brand new, and it's also only available on the Epic Game Store right now. So this would be the perfect solution. You pick up the previous game. It's got a lot of content, same concept, and it is very cheap as well. I have played this a little bit, of course, but not much. Same thing, you have old tractors, not tractors, trucks and jeeps, and you get stuck in mud, you deliver logs. Yeah, it's surprisingly fun. And this is 75% off, 199 rupees only, $624, 499 pounds, and 624 euros. There is also the American Wilds edition, which includes an expansion and some cars. So basically, a couple of maps, I believe, and 7 or 9 trucks are included in this expansion. So this edition will give you the full thing, and it's only a little more expensive. So 70% off, 299 rupees, $899, 749 pounds, and 899 euros. I actually had the game. I bought the DLC, the expansion DLC for myself as well, even though I am playing SnowRunner, but I wanted to get this game because I do have a soft spot for this one. Next is Grim Dawn. So as far as I'm aware, only one person mentioned this game, and that was Stefan Denchev. And this is a ARPG action game, hack and slash. He mentioned this as a Diablo 2 type game, and it looks good. It's got positive reviews. It has a lot of DLCs as well, but the base game is quite affordable. This is 80% off, 123 rupees only, $499, 399 pounds, and 499 euros. The definitive version, which includes all the DLCs, is 53% off at 897 rupees. So you could just get that, or yeah, probably better to just get the base version, try it out, and if it's something you like, then you can get the rest as well. The next is Yakuza 0, another game that a lot of people were recommending. So I'll just mention a couple of people. So we had Debmalia and Apollo GGM. So these two are just a couple of the guys who mentioned this was one of the most popular games mentioned. And yeah, you can see overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam as well. So people like this game, story rich. I'm not sure if this is an open world game, but it is a action RPG. And there are many in the series. I believe this is the first one. Again, I've never played any of the Yakuza games, so I'm completely blind by this, but yeah, seems very, very popular and also very cheap. So it seems Sega is also a publisher that is quite reasonable with the regional pricing, as you can see here. So 75% off, 166 rupees only, $499, 374 pounds, 499 euros. And yeah, this doesn't look like it has any additional DLCs and stuff. So yeah, complete game for only 166, less than $5. Definitely worth getting. And there are other games as well, Yakuza Kiwami and Kiwami 2. If you are a fan, you can get those as well. But if you haven't, yeah, definitely give this a try. I should try this as well. This was in a humble bundle, I think, last year or the year before, and I actually gave it away. So maybe I should have kept it for myself. But at that time, I had no interest. So yeah, I can buy it here. It's quite cheap now. Next is Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun. So again, initially I did not have plans on adding this, but again, this was a game that came up a lot in the comments, many times. Couple of people who mentioned this: Siddhartha Ray, Azmain Ansar, Leon. So yeah, these are just a few people who mentioned this, but yeah, I was just surprised by how many people were mentioning this. Again, you can see why they are mentioning it. Overwhelmingly positive, 96% positive reviews, 95% overall. So, and there are plenty of reviews as well, 13,000. So it makes sense. The other reason is because it's on a new low. This dropped just a couple of days before the Steam Summer Sale, the price, and it stayed at that price. So 127 rupees, 85% off. $599, 524 pounds, and 599 euros. I have played a bit of this, the start of this game, and basically I wanted this game and I got it in like a humble bundle or something. So this is a strategy, not a strategy, it's mostly a stealth game where you play as different characters. And this is one of those games where you have these enemies, they have the cones of vision, so you have to hide, sneak, distract them by throwing objects. And based on like the different characters that you play, you can use their abilities, let's say, to achieve your objectives and then switch between them and play as well. I think I played like an hour or so, and I think I streamed the initial start of the game as well. And also, this game was free from the Epic Game Store about, I think around December or something, maybe a little around that time. So some of you may already have this. So if you don't plan on buying this on Steam and you picked it up, then obviously you have it. But yeah, if you want it on Steam, this is on a new low, very popular game, extremely positive, etc. Yeah, try this out. Next is Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition. So we've had Sweet Dude who mentioned this game, and a few more people did. This is on a new low as well, I believe, and very cheap. So this is 90% off, 89 rupees only, $399, £299, €369. It's an FPS, there's a lot of action. I think this was remastered a bit for this version. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, full FPS story game published by Gearbox, and it's ridiculously cheap. So with older games, you can actually run them properly now. Lots of explosions and stuff. So yeah, looks good. I've heard of this game. I've seen gameplay. Again, never played it, but I know about this one. And there's also like a couple of DLCs. Duke Nukem's. I don't know what this is, but yeah, it's really cheap. You can see under $5 comfortably. And even this version is only slightly more, so 89, 102. So yeah, if you want an action game, FPS, and not spend a lot of money, then yeah, this is a good pick. And finally, we have Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. So Cosmic Carnage mentioned this game. I think one or two other people also mentioned this. So this is an RPG by Capcom. Initially, it was exclusive to PlayStation 3, but it came to PC in 2016, and I believe it has all the other DLCs and stuff included in this version. It has a cult following from what I understand, and a lot of people praise this game. So if you are into RPGs, yeah, check this out. I've only heard good things about this, so it should be good, I guess. And this is 70% off, 539 rupees, $899, £719, €899. I don't know why it's not available in Indonesia. Maybe there's a different version or something. But yeah, and there's also a Masterworks collection. I don't know what this is. Oh, this is just a soundtrack. So yeah, that makes the list. I mean, obviously there were a lot of other games that people mentioned, but I thought I'll just go over quality over quantity and also pick games that I don't know much about. That way it would be interesting for me as well. Like that Chinese game that, what was it? Gujian. This one, yeah, I'm really interested in getting this because I did see some gameplay and I was blown away by how good it looked. But anyway, let me know what you think, and thank you for contributing. This was a lot of fun actually going through the comments and reading all the interesting suggestions. And also a lot of people did actually buy a lot of games because I thought this sale wasn't good, but I saw so many of you with so many games that you bought. A lot of the comments were I had to click on the read more button because there's so many things people were talking about. But yeah, this was fun. I enjoyed this one. I'll try and see. I don't think I'll be making any more videos on the sale now. It's only like 2 days to go. But yeah, thank you for this one and see you next time.